a good one for you today. We got Big Meech, we got OG Pops, we got Rose, and we got D Majors in the house, and yours truly, Big Shame. What it do?
Yo, yo,
What
yo.
it do?
What's good?
Well, for those that's just tuning in, we don't do stuff a little different. Normally we got the sports. Normally we just or doing the rap show or some interviews. But you know what? We don't do a little different for y'all tonight because we've been getting a lot of questions and a lot of, hey, why don't y'all cover this and why don't we cover that? Tonight is dedicated for D. What's going on tonight, D? For those who don't know, D.
What's going on tonight? We're gonna get into the culture of women and relationships tonight. We're gonna have a great show. There's gonna be a lot of interesting topics going on. So let's get to it.
But hey, man, we don't go ahead and get it started. Pops, I'm gonna ask you this. We don't go ahead and get it started, man. Why are black men dating outside of the quote unquote culture and looking outside of just regular black women?
Well, first, I think things has changed tremendously with the internet, social media. Um, a lot of black women seem to be turning against the black male, basically saying that we're worthless or they don't value us because now they pay is equal or some of them are surpassing a lot of black men and a lot of black men. you know, a lot of us come from divorces where we starting fresh over and everything. But a woman already, especially a black woman, she seems to want you to be already made and everything, but she's not made. Example, you can like a woman that work at McDonald's and and she just a chick from McDonald's. And you could love her, be happy with her like that, but it won't be in reverse for a male. You consider a loser if you got a low paying job and all of that instead of building with you. The white women that we've been noticing lately is that they'll start building with you don't have anything. They'll see the potential in you and then they'll wanna, grow to give you less headaches sometimes. Not all the time. Let's keep it real. Not all the time. But they seem more patient with you. The Asians, they look at you, they still have that mindset that they want a man to lead and they there to help us. You know what I mean? Not just for us to dominate them, it's there to help us as well. So that's the biggest difference I've been noticing because especially in a black woman, she's very angry, coming across mad, hurt, damaged. They coming from mothers who don't haven't been wives. So how they gonna teach their daughters? How they gonna get them to the next level? So that's my opinion on it.
Meech.
Hmm. uh, why are black men dating outside of the culture? I think we're living in a society where, kind of what our good friend Jay said, it's not that I don't want the culture. I don't think the culture no longer wants me. The culture no longer wants me. So being a good black man, in my opinion, really doesn't matter anymore. Because if you're not bringing certain things that they desire to the table, how you present themselves is like they don't rock with you. We live in a generation now where, in my opinion, and I say this with love and respect, because I love me some black women, and I don't want this, for the black women that may tune in to, feel disrespected. But I truly believe that the black women in this age, they don't need a black man or they don't need a man anymore. And so as for us men, we have wants, needs, and desires just like they do. And if we are not needed anymore, most black men are going to go jump shit to somewhere else. Whether that's a white woman, Hispanic woman, Asian woman, whatever. They're going to go to the culture where they feel the most respected. And sadly, I think in this case, in this scenario, when it comes to black women and black men now, if you don't bring a certain standard to the table that they have nothing to do with you. They have nothing to say to you. They have nothing to engage with you about. But If a white woman wants to bring you some Starbucks every day, she don't have to, but she's showing some type of appreciation. She's showing some type of appreciation, need, care. Hey, I like you. I want you. I'm going to do this for you. And nowadays, it's like we can't even get each other to do anything for each other unless there's like a big price that comes at the end of it. And even though I love me some black women, for sure, I feel that most of our brothers now are leaving because we're feeling that we're no longer needed. And not only that, look at the stereotype, in my opinion, that I feel that most of us have when it comes to black women. Some are loud, ghetto, hurt, got daddy issues, mama issues, all of that. And when you have all these things built into one person, even though that you want to stay with the culture, not everybody wants to deal with that. I know somebody hurt you, but I don't got to deal with that. I don't got to be hurt by you just because you've been hurt. And how many times are we going to continue being hurt by staying within the culture? And maybe our life is outside of the culture. Now, is a lot of people going to get mad about what I just said? Absolutely. But I think that's the truth, and I think that's where we stand. It's about being wanted, needed, appreciated, and not having to deal with the same stuff over and over and over again just because it's the culture.
D, what's your take?
My take on that is this. I feel like when it comes to us dating in the culture, we got to kind of, I guess I say it's kind of hard to look for someone that fits us. And I feel like as a man, we can bring everything to the table, but I feel like they look at us or what we have rather than who we are as a man. And I feel like that gets overlooked every time. I don't care, it's majority black, but it can be other races as well. I feel like a lot of times we get caught up where you come from, what your background is, what's your family like. And I get those important things, but when I look at you, I see you here. And I feel like, well, most women, they don't see what's in front of them. Like they pay attention to what kind of car we drive, where we work, how much money we got coming in. And like I said, it's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like when it comes to, certain women, that's an issue because as a man, we shouldn't be looked at like that. And I feel like when I see, other interracial couples out in the world, I just feel like the black men are shifting in a much place where they can be happy. And I feel like black women have taken the happiness out of a relationship. Because at the same time, we look for peace. All a man wants is peace. When it comes to black women in this generation, they don't want that. They looking like, you got to do this and that, or you can have the most smallest incident wrong with you, and they're going to have an issue with that. And I just feel like, that's the type of world we living in now when it comes to the culture.
Absolutely.
That's fair. So let me throw this. I'm gonna throw this back at you, D. Would you date outside your race?
I would. And the reason why I would, because like I said, I feel like we get caught up, we look at a woman, it's like, okay, she's black, white, Hispanic, whatever. We just got to look at, back to what I just said, we got to look at her as a person. Like, just look at her. What type of heart does she have? What type of spirit does she have? What can she bring to the table to help you as a man, to help you grow? That's what I would look at, rather than just the color of her skin.
Meech?
If that's who, I'm not even trying to be super spiritual when I say this, but if that's who God wants me to be with, which is a woman outside of the culture, sure. However, I prefer a black woman in my life. Not saying that no other race or culture doesn't matter, because they do, but just my preference and my liking, I would love to stick within the culture. I think there's this strength and there's so much love and care and just a bond that you can have inside of the culture. But if God has my wife who isn't black, then may God have his way. But outside of that, it would be hard for me to. So it's kind of, I guess I could say I wouldn't mind stepping my foot out and trying, but I prefer to keep it in and stick with the culture.
So you're scared to play in the snow? That's what you're telling me.
Don't get me wrong, I like the snow, but I ain't played in the snow in a minute. So we gotta test it out. We gotta see. We gotta see.
You scared to go in the snow? You know, if you ain't snowing, you ain't going. But Pop, what would it take for you to go play in the snow, or go mess with something else?
I feel right now you date whoever you in love with. Doesn't matter about color. Doesn't matter who treats you the best, who got your back, who's holding you down. Color is just a color. It's about what's in your heart and your actions, and that's what I go by. I don't care about the color. Well, I gotta feel this way. It's irrelevant to me. The whole thing for me is just the love, the dedication. Somebody when you could come back and you be like, man, she holding me down, and I'm happy. That's the key. As long as you're happy, it's not about anybody else. It's about your true happiness.
I got you.
What about you, Shane?
Yeah, Shane.
I'm just supposed to be the host, but y'all already know my slogan. If it ain't snowing, she ain't going. So I'm just saying I'm gonna go ahead and be honest, But hey, it don't matter. Anyone who want to come holler at you, boy, you know where to find me, But Meech, let me ask you this.
What's up?
What does the dating scene, quote unquote, look like? Whether that's just, I know our generation is more everything's on the phone, but like, can you still take someone on dates? Can you, buy them flowers? And I do want to address also, and I'm gonna ask everyone, what is a good first date? What does that look like?
Yeah, so first of all, I think the dating scene should always start out with some form of communication. Meet somebody somewhere, at a restaurant, at a library. If you're in college, at the library, or somewhere on campus, maybe in class, you meet, just go somewhere. There's consistent communication, whether it's text, on the phone, and it's persistent and consistent on both parts. So I do believe that. I believe dating should consist where both of y'all can enjoy each other. Yeah, you can go to a movie, but you're just sitting there watching a movie together. But are you really enjoying each other? So I would say do a picnic or something. Bring out a couple blankets, make a couple sandwiches, or order whatever you want to do. Bring out a bottle of wine, some water, some soda, something like that. Set the romantic scene. You feel me? Just something where you can really enjoy yourself and come together and have some fun. I do believe people still take people out on dates. However, here's the problem. The dating scene now is really for women, in my opinion, against us men. And I'm going to tell you why, especially in our culture. Because nowadays, a woman won't even talk to you unless you mention a date. And so even if you set a date up, that doesn't guarantee that she's texting or calling you throughout the week. And the date is now set up just to see if she likes you, if she wants you, if she thinks you're attractive. And then if she does, then you may make it to the next date. And then the date after that. And the date after that. So it works perfectly out for them because you're catering to them, you're treating them, you're courting them in all these ways. Instead of y'all getting to know each other first, maybe hanging out, growing, and building a bond, then going out on the date. See, I thought going out on dates at first was like when you're already with somebody, you can go on y'all's first date together. Or if y'all just meeting, you already have established what y'all want to do for your future. So you're just taking the next steps, which is dating, like going on that date and then leading to something. But now it's totally changed. So, yeah, I believe it's just more for women than it is for us. Because at the end of the day, if you take them somewhere and they get the shrimp, the lobster, the steak, caviar, the fish, filet, whatever it is, they get to eat good. and you paying for it. I believe men should pay for dates, absolutely. But after all that, she may not rock with you. So now she got a free meal, and you got to go home and take it in. Y'all, but keep it 100. Y'all keep it 100. They got the shrimp, the lobster, the scallops, the steak, the stuffed chicken breast, and they eating good. And you know what?
Let me ask you this: it sounds like you've been a brother. Has this happened? This happened to you or something? You sound like this has happened. You describing it real good. So this has happened to y'all.
Once or twice.
You let someone get to you like that.
Okay, so yes, but here's the thing. I'm a gentleman.
Hold on. Before you go there, did you get the kids something too? Did you get the take home plate and everything? Did you bring it to bag?
Nah, man, none of that. But here's the thing. I was trying to be a gentleman. I believe that most women nowadays in our culture want a gentleman. I believe it's fair for us to be gentlemen, and we should be. But sometimes, even if you're a gentleman, handsome, all that, once they come up with the mindset they don't want you, no matter how good the date is, they could just let you go and let you by the riverside. But I've had a couple experiences, Pops, yes. But I'm learning. That's why I'm in my pruning season. But to really answer your question, Sheen, even though I just expressed all this stuff, I low-key don't know what the dating scene looks like because a lot of women in our culture don't take what we consider dates as dates anymore. And sometimes what we may not see as a date, they take it as a date. And so there's this mixed match. There's this unbalance where we can't come together and figure out what a date is. And I don't even know if people can really date now, because now, even if you're dating, people are saying, until you're my husband, I'm single. So you can even date, you can try to be their boyfriend, and none of that matters now, because if you're not their husband, they're single. So it's like somebody has to just hurry up and come and wife you up just to say that you're not single no more. But dating is supposed to be the steps to get to that next part. But there's so much going on with the dating season. And this is why I'm not dating right now. I wish I could. I wish I was able to date, because, you know, holiday season's coming up, matching pajamas, having your girl meet your family, all that. But God and everybody else who has told me this has made it clear that this is my pruning season. So until that comes, y'all got the date. And I just
play in the snow. Hey, D.
I may play in the snow come 2026. We'll see.
D, what's the dating scene for D Majors out here?
Come on, D.
You already know what it is. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Hey.
Oh my God.
Check me out.
Sing, D.
Drifting on a memory.
Ooh.
Ain't no place I'd rather be
than with you. Yeah.
Loving you.
Get this.
Well.
Yes, sir. No, D, you should have played Beautiful Girl. You know our song, bro. Come on.
But on a serious note, I just feel like a dating is like this. I'm gonna just take you somewhere where we can just both have quality time. It don't matter where it is. It don't matter where we at. But if I had a place in mind, I take
Titans game.
I take a on Broadway on top of the bridge. We can just sit back and look at the whole View City, or I take her to a little restaurant. But here's the key to that: I'm gonna act like I never been there before, because I feel like a lot of times as men we done lost our game. See, when you take a woman somewhere, even though you have been there before, you gotta act like you haven't been there before.
Mm-hmm.
So to kind of make her tell her, be like, look, the food is good. I heard the drinks are good. So then even though you know that everything is true, that is good, you look at her, she gonna look at you and be like, oh my gosh. Then yeah, you just gotta have game. But yeah, that's why I would take.
Okay.
Oh, gee. Where are you taking? What you doing?
Tell me, I'm trying to figure out what's the question now. What's the question?
So it's the overall. Well, first let's go back to the general where the overall dating scene. What does the dating scene look like, and then what do you do or / consider a date?
Well, okay, the dating scene. I think the dating scene is crazy right now because it's real unflexed. Expectations are not set correctly. A lot of people are lying. That's on both sides, the males and the females to each other. Um, I agree with Mitch where they lost the essence of it. You know what I mean? Um, so the dating scene is very hard because a lot of people are hurt, damaged, you know, but it wasn't out there like that. Now it's out there. You start noticing patterns, and you're like, wow, this is how it is, and a lot of guys are feeling like me said, burnt out, don't even want to date right now and stuff. Um, Now y'all gotta clarify the first date. Your first date, I look at it as a meet and a greet. That's my first date. Um, and I think that's where we're getting in problems at because women think a meet and greet is a date. A meet and greet is a come in there, talk, man, quick 15, maybe 30 minutes. If everything is rocking, you might get an hour out of the conversation. Your goal is to see if you're compatible, if you want to deal with her or anything. Because guess what? Why take her to a restaurant and you like, man, I don't want to sit here and eat no food with this woman. I want to be out, I
Mm-hmm.
feel uncomfortable. So that's why I believe do the first thing is a meet and greet. You introduce yourself, y'all see how it's going, and then that's when you say, wow, the next step is, yeah, we could go on a formal date. Let's hang out. That's when we could do things, and then you move on. But like I said, I think a lot of people is missing that step right there. They want to go jump right into the, oh yeah, let's go on a date. You got to spend $100. They want you to do this. They trying to go to a new restaurant that they ain't never been to. You got to be careful, because almost every woman is going to say the same, it's the same standard playbook they use as well. So they want to go to the restaurant like me say. They want to spend a little money and with the shrimps and lobsters and stuff. Man, baby, if I do this right now, what's the next step? I'm like in an auction right now. I'm bidding against myself. So just that's how I've been feeling about it. But how you acting, Sheem, on your side? How's everything on your perspective?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a little unconventional here. You go ahead, go through that drive-through from McDonald's, and you go see what they order first, and then
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't want to do that route, you always text first to see. So what's your idea? I'm a little. I don't really do the food thing. I'd rather go do like some bowling or something, and then see how someone interact. If y'all got similar friends or something, do like something together with some friends and stuff like that, and just see how stuff go. But I think there's need to be clear expectations. I think a lot of dudes be getting burnt out there because there's no expectations, and then she talking about taking her to Benihana's and and
Mm-hmm.
all this other stuff, and you trying to out trick your own self because you set a bar so high and eat that $500 tab the first time.
Mm-hmm.
What's next? Like you ain't gotta go all out because you still gotta play the game. I feel like dating is kind of a game. Dang, my hat decided to stay on. But dating is kind of a game. You gotta figure this person out, they figure you out, and then eventually you get to the truth. Like I hate to say it like that. Like you should be honest, but if we keep it 100, you gotta trick each other because you gotta catch somebody. You come out too honest, like yo, everyone like a female tell you she been ran through, hey, I'm cool. And if a dude tell you, hey, I'm talking to 10 other females right now, you can't be that. So you
Mm-hmm.
definitely gotta play the game. So, I think it's like a tug of war game and then go from there. But I think a lot of stuff is expectations because social media makes you want to monetize everything. Growing up, like the Cheesecake Factory is never a bad place.
Mm-mm.
Applebee's, Chili's, but jumping back into like, grandma and grandpa, it wasn't about the dollar. It was about spending quality time with that
Experience.
person. And you were, what do they always say? You live in the moment. But now we're not living in the moment because the first thing you on a date, you going through right here, then, hey, Rose, you won't believe this. You finna go, then your homegirl, then the homegirl who ain't got nobody in 10 years about to, oh, you need to do this, you need to do that. And then guess what? You playing stupid. And then, and then now you competing for what? It's about spending the quality time and having that moment with that person. And then everything else is just around you. But in today's day and age, you just don't get that because the first thing people are looking for is to jump on social media just to go see here. Let me go post my plate. I don't understand when that became a thing. Like, just go interact with the person. You ain't gotta post the person if you want to, but then they let people jump in. Then, like, I hate to say it, D, you may want to switch it up because someone will be, oh, D took me over here. He took me there last Tuesday. So you might wanna you need to go switch that up. But D, let me ask you this. Because it sounds like everyone on here scared to play in the snow, but that's neither here nor there. What kind of woman are you looking for? Take out the color and take out the race. What kind of woman are you looking for?
All right. Besides her being beautiful, besides her having a fat ass, big titties, whatever you want to
Oh
call it,
my gosh.
Oh,
Oh my
Lord.
I'm looking for a
Wow.
woman with a beautiful spirit, a woman who got a good soul, good energy, got her head on straight, know where she want to go in life, and someone who just kind of is motivating. Honestly, that's it.
Me?
Mm,
Pass.
okay.
Somebody else go real quick. Just real quick. I'm still not off of what D said.
Go ahead, Rose. Go ahead, Rose.
Jesus,
Let
Rose.
Rose go.
I think Rose
Can't hear
on
you.
mute. Rose on mute.
Oh, I said I can't really say too much because I already got my girl. I ain't,
So you
I ain't
tell
trying
us
to incriminate myself.
since you got one, you tell us
We've been
what you got.
together 7 years, bro. She take care of me, I take care of her. She scratched my back, I scratch hers, bro. That's how it is. We look out for each other.
Mm.
You just gotta be honest with your partner, bro. That's all it is. If y'all can keep it 100 with each other, y'all go a long way. When you start lying, that's when shit start happening. In my opinion.
Meech?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. So y'all know me, I'm a Christian, I'm a preacher. Not perfect, but I have my standard. So the first thing, she gotta be saved. She gotta know Jesus as her Lord and Savior. She gotta be a woman of faith. I ain't saying that she gotta be perfect and know Genesis through Revelation, and all that stuff, but she definitely got to be saved. I feel like when it comes to the term equally yoked, it's not about the same likes that you have with her or desires. It's about your beliefs and your faith and your walk. So I would definitely say that. Someone saved, someone who's healed, because I feel like a lot of women have been through trauma. A lot of women our age, regardless of what traumatic has happened. So definitely someone who's healed, who truly knows how to love a man. I feel like we use the word love too loosely, and we really don't understand the meaning, and we really don't understand how to express it. So not just telling me that you love me, but showing me that you love me. Someone who's loyal, who's passionate. I'm trying to think of anything else. Someone who can make you feel like that you're just the best man on earth. You know, no one wants to be with somebody who feels like, what's her name, the artist, her, when she said, but I feel alone even when we're alone. I don't want to feel alone when I'm with you. I want to feel all the energy, all the fun, all the experience. Someone with a beautiful smile. I don't know. It's just something about a woman with a smile that could just melt a man's heart.
You don't want no missing teeth or nothing?
You ain't gonna throw no pretty feet in there either.
See,
there, you this freaky dude.
I'm just saying, you can't be. I'm just keeping it a bit. You can't be with no woman that got some ugly ass feet. I'm just gonna be honest.
Okay.
I'm just gonna keep it a bit.
I'm with you, D.
Because you laying with her every night.
I'm with you. You can't see them corns and
no sir.
Feet. Yeah.
Not the corns. Let me say this. I believe that if she is beautiful enough to take care of herself, then I'm pretty sure her feet ain't no issue. And plus, women get pedicures and manicures more than anything. So I think she'll be all right. But as long as she's saved, you know, she truly knows how to love a man, who's loyal, who's passionate, who is unapologetic for who she's with. That's really it. So I don't ask for much. I'm very simple. But I don't make me a simp. But I'm simple with what I like, you know. So, amen.
Pops?
Well, the woman. What I want, number one, like you said, you know, gotta love the Lord. Number two, I want her to be my biggest cheerleader. I want her to make me feel a certain way that I'm special. I'm number one. I want her to be able to walk next to me, not me pulling her. You know, I want her to see. I want her to see things that I don't see. Anything I'm missing, I want her to be able to say, "Yo, baby, look, you know what? You forgot that." And it should be vice versa too. I want her to be able to sit here and say, "Yo, babes, guess what? This ain't your expertise. Let me jump in that. So let me drive right there. I'm not scared to share the driving skills. You know what I mean? Because I feel like this. You never stop learning. I hate when women say I'm too old to teach. If you're too old to teach, I don't need to be with you because I'm not going to sit here and claim that I know everything. I don't. I know some things, but I don't know everything. And I feel I want you to bring that side out of me, you know, that part of me that can sit back and say, you know what, I got your back, baby. You ain't have to worry. I got it. Also, I want you to understand when you got to learn how to fall back when it's necessary. You know, because sometimes, you know, as women, you jump the gun. You got to fall back. Let me lead when it's necessary, and I'll let you lead too. It's not a big thing for me. I ain't about that power that somebody got to be the dominant and the other one got to be the weak, and we both can make it. You know what I mean? And again, I'm big into, you know, a certain smile. I love a woman who can smile and, you know, that inner spirit that make you feel good and want you. You know, I want to be able to sit here and say, you know what, I miss this woman. I need her. You know what I mean? And that's my biggest keys to everything. And, you know, looks come and go. You know what I mean? Is your spirit, is what you, because guess what? At the end of the day, we all ain't gonna be looking great. You know, we're gonna be old looking, but you can still sit here and say, you know what, I love this woman. You know, I knew she had my back.
Yeah.
All right, no. I'm very simple. Just be loyal, funny, has a good time, family person. You know, you gotta be a little crazy though. Have something to spice up. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Did you get it?
Yeah, you good. But nothing too crazy. You know, everything that y'all said, nothing too crazy. Just be a little crazy. Logan said, "What's good, pops?"
It's facts.
All right.
You know, let's see, I'm going on here. Ant checked in. What's good, Ant? What's good? Now we already kind of hit on this. D, how has social media and these new society expectations ruined relationships and just ruined the dating scene in general?
I would say social media is. I would say is more powerful and have a better, more of a worse effect on women than it does us because women are put in these situations where they got to look a certain way and they got to carry themselves in a certain way. And I don't think us as men we got to necessarily deal with like the looks wise, but it does affect the way we move because we see all the flashy cars and like the money with the NFL players and NBA. And I just feel like, not saying we can't measure up to that, but I feel like what we see on social media, that's just the model of what women kind of chase after and kind of go for. And it kind of puts a man in a kind of a disruptive place mentally when it shouldn't have to, but it seemed like based on today's society, it seemed like that's what the women want. And as a man, we try not to be that. We try to stand on our own and show how much our worth is and what we can bring to the table. And one more thing I want to mention, I just feel like it's just so messed up because, for example, you get a woman that talked to an NFL player, what I just mentioned. Now you ain't good enough, or a rapper to slid up in your DMs. Now you still ain't good enough. Then now it's like you got to make $35 million a year just to get a text back. Like it's ridiculous. It's crazy.
Hey, which one of y'all ain't changed them smoke detector batteries over there, man? Man, y'all ain't changed the smoke.
And
Let me
they
ask
ain't going to either.
I'm gonna throw this over to Rose. Do you think social media has ruined relationships?
Yes and no. I mean, the stuff these women are doing now, or proclaiming that they want, they've been doing this behind the scenes without social media. In my opinion, I think social media just gave them a bigger platform to speak up and say it, and kind of make their opinion matter. Which I'm not saying their opinion doesn't matter. I'm just saying it gives them a bigger platform for them to be heard with all this music, these podcasts, these TV shows, or whatnot, and whatever. So I mean, yes and no. I mean, if you're a strong, if you're a strong individual, strong minded, you're gonna get through it. The social media stuff, like it's not gonna play no big deal. I give myself for example, the social media stuff ain't never played no part of my relationship. I can tell you that. It's just how you deal with it. Just what type of individual, what type of partner you have with you. You gotta know. You gotta know yourself, and you gotta know them.
Makes sense. Meech, what's your thoughts?
I believe that social media has played a terrible part on relationships because of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. There are so many influencers. And instead of men or women trying to figure their own selves out and trying to figure out their own dating life and dating experience, they go to the people that influence them and they want to listen to what they have to say and how they do things and their experience. And so now it's like you are letting their relationship affect how you should be in a relationship. And just off of my opinion, I feel like there's a lot of influences that are giving a lot of people bad advice. Like, ain't trying to preach, but God put man and woman to be together for a reason. But we got all these influencers talking about, well, you don't need no man, you don't need no woman, go get your bag, go be a baddie and all that stuff, just be you. That's not the intention. On why one of the reasons why we was put on this earth. We're supposed to be together for a reason. And if you're pushing people that are struggling with dating, that are struggling with relationships, that are struggling to try to find love or just love, period, that's not what they need to hear. That's not what they need to hear at all. So I think that plays a big part too. And also it's like it's set a standard that a lot of people haven't earned. So for example, you have a lot of women who may want to go to a 4-star, 5-star restaurant on the first date. You haven't even got to know me yet, but you want me to spend a bag on you on the first date. You ain't even checked to see how I'm doing. As a matter of fact, you may not text me until before you go to sleep. But you want me to take you on this fancy restaurant. Don't get me wrong, I'm down for going on a date, but it's like we haven't even got there yet, if that makes sense. So I don't know. But yeah, social media hasn't done the greatest part of in delusion on how dating should be. And it just gets worse and worse. So that's my take on it.
Pops. You're on
You
mute.
on mute, brother.
You're on mute.
I think my number one thing with me with social media is I believe social media has destroyed lives. It has changed everything. Number one, just in a relationship wise, with social media, you can find lost love. You can find people that you was curious about and just say hi, jump in the DM. Hey, how you doing? You know, before when I was out there, you can't do that. Once I met you and I ain't seen you out, if I ain't get you in the club or some kind of party, we don't communicate at all no more. So it's over. Now with social media, I wonder how my ex is doing. Maybe they might be single. Oh, guess what? Now you can talk to somebody in Texas. You in Atlanta. You can fly to Texas in 2 hours. You know, you can disappear. You can do things. Social media lies. You know, now the new thing is every time I see women out in the club or something or at a little restaurant, it's three to four of them, and they shaking the camera and they ain't changing around and they acting like all these stuff. You know, these people are there for them. Is that party for them? And that's messing up the kids. You know, because now everybody thinks that's the type of life. All of this, just like y'all guys were saying about spending. But y'all forget, y'all kids was the ones that said tricking. If you got money and tricking, it's not tricking, you know? So you got to remember what you say come out your mouth. You know, y'all taught the women. Now the women now don't need men, you know, because remember, we were the pimps. You know, we the ones that should take the women money. It's reversed now because we taught the women the game. So now the women know the game. So they like, why do I need a pimp to be a prostitute? I can get the money straight in. That's another thing what social media did. You know, if you look at social media now, I know all of y'all guys is on it. Every one of y'all had to be approached by now by a prostitute on it. You know, talking about, hey, I come see you and all this. All of y'all got hit on it. You know, that's real talk. Let's keep it on it right now. That's facts. You know, and social media, instead of showing positive, they are showing negativity. Just like me said, I don't understand the baddies. What is that show really doing for the black woman? You know, it remind me when they have shows that people ain't paying attention. They're deliberately pinning out these shows to make people, especially black women. You know, you see us, we're complaining about black women. They acting like monkeys out here, excuse my language, you know, but that's what they acting like. They fighting all the time. They doing stuff talking about they don't even value themselves no more. They don't sit here. Everybody's a bitch or a hoe. Yeah, girl, I get so much head. I'm the best head. You know, they don't have no pride no more like that. Before when I was growing up, you know, women, you know, hold themselves to a certain status. Now they don't even keep their head is high anymore. They enjoy being a hoe. You know what I mean? There's nothing to that anymore. It seems like they're happy with that lifestyle. Listen to the music now. I haven't heard this is the worst era in music right now. The females are out here and what they all talking about. How many different men they got. Look what they do. They all showing surgery. And that's another thing. Social media is showing all these women they need surgery. You know, they're not telling them, oh man, afterwards, but look at them, like China, all of them. Now they want to take the breasts out. They want to take the butt out. They want to do all this. And all of a sudden they heal. They sit here and set these negative role models out here for these women. And now they think that's what it is. And then with the negative role models, especially the women, they don't want to hear no black man say anything negative to them because they think they doing something. Look at Gorilla. You know, you see how she first came looking in the game and look at her now. All the surgery, breast, you know, nose job. Look like she got a face redone. You know what I mean? Now she gonna talk about I love who I look at. Look at what's the other girl that used to be big? Um, Jeez, I forgot the big girl. Now she lost all the weight. She told everyone, Lizzo. Remember Lizzo was talking about she had all them big girls dressing, slutty and stuff. And what happened? She went on the things and lost all the weight. Now talking about, oh, it wasn't healthy. This is what we see in social media. So and it's throwing so much garbage instead of the positive. It's hard to win the positive from the garbage anymore. So I definitely believe social media is damaging. I believe it's damaging relationships. I think it's damaging everything, even mental. Because again, like for the kids in school, think about it. You take a picture, they can haunt you for the rest of your life. When I was going there, we ain't worried about nobody take a picture of you, post it on the internet so everybody can go in school and see you and stuff. We didn't have that technology. Now they do, and now the kids killing themselves. And y'all talking about them social influential people. Look at them; they're killing themselves, and they only 26, and they supposed to be happy. Make you think. Food for thought.
That's a good perspective. I just definitely think where the social media was more supposed to be just seeing other people and actually just having content to get your mind off of your life, you start getting envious of what someone quote unquote says, but no one like posts the whole true the struggles of everyday life. Like you only seeing one perspective for one moment and one glimpse of stuff. It don't matter if you actually got a reality show because reality is fiction. All this stuff is fiction, but we lost in touch of just like I said, going back to where it's like relationship wise and everything. You got a lot of people that's haters. There's a whole bunch of haters out there. Like I said, you call your home girl, your home, but like it's haters everywhere. Let's just be honest. So they don't have to give you something negative, you know. And I think we could use it more, but it all depends on what you tune into. Because I mean, it's stuff that you can find motivation, and you can find different stuff on social media. But you notice the algorithm. I don't care what anyone says. It's crazy. Like when you get out of a relationship, you see you like one video, you just what the how this person
Yep.
left me. Had this been you, dang, you remember you
Yep.
were supposed to be the only one. Now you sitting there, your whole mood done changed tonight. You just sitting there scrolling. Or hey, the opposite. You find a baddie on TikTok, Instagram, you like, oh, where's she at? Now you done in the interloop. It's the algorithm. They mess with people mental so much about it. And then instead of you realizing, hold on, it's time to relax. I'm gonna mess with y'all. What happened to the on TikTok where they used to say it's time to take a break? I ain't seen that on there forever. Now, hey, you keep scrolling. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So that's the whole thing where it's mental, but I think we need to go back and jumping into and then I'm gonna jump it off with you where I really wish we had the grandma and grandpa stuff where, not, no shade, but back then it don't matter if they were getting cheated on, they even started another family. Grandma was down for her man to the end. Like
Because
now,
let me jump in for a minute. When you say that, you got to think the whole scene was different as well. See, that's the difference with technology. Like I said, your kids barely know about beepers and stuff like that. My grandmother and them, yeah, they got down, but it was a whole different vibe. They didn't posterize it. You know what I mean? It was like a sneak thing. Now it's a badge of honor if you ain't cheating. If you ain't out here got multiple and stuff like that. And it was a respect factor. I think now it's no real respect factor. They was doing that stuff. They was basically, and to be funny, everything repeats itself. They were doing the same stuff, but they had no technology. You know what I mean? Like, doing the crazy sex games and all that. Just like they had the generation like right now, they tell y'all guys, especially the females, they hoes and sluts, and you keep forgetting. Hell, they learned it from y'all. You know what I mean? And they did the same stuff but it was sneak modes. You know what I mean? They act like it didn't, like them Epstein files and stuff. Picture they got they released them videos and stuff. It's the same kind of scenario and stuff. But But I'll let you take back over. I'm sorry, I hijacked your
No, you good.
conversation. Go
You
ahead.
good. We here to have this
You know,
conversation. D, do you think the grandma and grandpa dating and marrying someone for 40 to 50 years is that over?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's gone. It's gone. Because a lot of times when we get in relationships today, when stuff gets hard, it's like people run. They don't want to be honest about how they feel, or they're not. They say they all the way in,
Facts.
but they don't understand the definition of
Facts.
being all the way in. I feel like it's too much back and forth. It's too much. I need a break. Me personally, I don't believe in breaks. I don't like that. I'm gonna tell you straight
No.
up. We in this. We got issues. We got problems. We gonna figure this shit out. Because end of the day, I feel like we supposed to be locked in, and I feel like grandma and granddad were locked in, and that's why they were married for so long, and they got over the humps and all the challenges. Because like when the money was down, grandma was there. Cancer happened on both sides. Grandma was there. The kids, bills, all of that. They all stayed, and I feel like in this generation, like it's just you gotta battle yourself with dealing with challenges in life, and I feel like nobody is up for them. Everybody say, I want to be a husband, I want to be a wife, but they actually know what the definition of that means. It's more than just sex. Is more than just cooking and
Preach, brother.
doing
Preach.
bills
Preach.
and yeah, paying
Preach.
bills and all that. Like no, like when grandma said she held the house down, like she meant that, and that's why
Yep.
we feel so comfortable going over there because grandma made the house feel like a home, and I feel like you know what we live in now. Like you walk in anybody's house, it don't feel like a home anymore. It just feels like we just here, paying bills and just kicking it. Nah, I want to be able to come to a place where I feel safe. I ain't got to worry about nothing. And it's like I feel like if I need some advice, grandma going or granddad gonna hit me straight up with it. And I just feel like we just don't have that no more.
Facts.
Rose?
I agree with D. I mean, I really just agree with D because both of in my family, like my parents, I give them, my parents been married for like 30 some years. My grandma them been married for on my dad's side for 68 years, and then on my mom's side they was married for 72 years before my granddad passed.
Sheesh.
Whoa.
After that whole generation, ain't nobody in none of my side of my family been married that long at all. Not even close to it at all. Because everybody my age, and like D say, you're just not gonna find that nowadays. And of course, that's going back to the topic we just talked about before. That's the social media stuff. That's what's going on in the world right now. Everybody's just playing house per se. Nobody's trying to build no home. Nobody's trying to build a future. Nobody's trying to build a particular partner. Everybody's seeing, like you said, everybody's scrolling on TikTok, Instagram, seeing this individual. They're trying to go get this, or they want this and they want that. But they got who they need right in front of them, but they don't want to build with that. They always want more, per se, being greedy. So, I mean, I don't think we'll ever get back to it. I just think that's just the time we in. The generation is cooked. Our generation cooked. The generation after us is cooked. It's gonna be bad. I don't want to say bad. I don't want to put that out there, but it's not looking good.
And I'm gonna say one more thing before you let them go. I don't think y'all know the song, of course, Papa Was a Rolling Stone by the Temptations. I feel like a lot of times that they sung that song, but that song has a true meaning to it. Like your granddaddy was a Rolling Stone. Like he had hoes while he was with your grandma. Like just keeping it a bean. Like he did everything at a young age. He was out doing whatever, just keeping it bean. But grandmama understood, and she actually knew, despite what this man does, despite all the shit he put me through, I was down for him. And like I said, I'm gonna get through it. And I feel like that's when, Meech talked about you having God in your life. Because in the day, being married 50, 60 years, that's hard. Like people don't understand. Like my parents, they've been married for 37 years, challenging. Before I was born, my dad tell me all the time, all the stuff they used to go through. And it's like me, being in the house with them, I want that. But it's, in this generation today, where we going to find that? And then when you got our elders ask us questions like, "Hey, where your wife at? You found anybody?" I'm like, "Listen, auntie, grandma, y'all, how y'all grew up and where y'all background is, it just ain't there no more." And it's sad to be able to go, to a family reunion or cookout or Thanksgiving or Christmas, be able to share that, walk in your house and not have anybody because of just now it's like the small little things. We've been together 6 months and it's now, okay, she gets mad over the most smallest thing. And you talk to your auntie or grandma, you find out the shit they had to deal with. You looking at these other females today like, nah, like y'all crazy. But yeah, that's all I got to say.
Well, let me jump in now. What you're saying is true. What the biggest, I think, was the misconception is this: is the knowledge. I don't think certain information is being passed down. Meaning, like you just said something deep. Most parents are not, or yeah, I'm gonna say most parents are not telling the kids the correct story of marriage. They tell you the beginning and they tell you the end part. Nobody tells you that hard middle where you really stop loving that person, but you can fall back in love with that person. See, that is the tricky part because in most marriages, that's when they say the 10-year mark, everybody going there because they not in tune anymore. And I think that is the biggest issue is that we get not in tune anymore. And when it's not in tune, you don't know what to do. You going your way, you going their way. Everybody's going different directions. You're getting pulled. Relationships is I use it as if you got grass in front of your house. If you don't water the grass, do it grow? Do it turn green? You sometimes you got to throw a little fertilizer. You may have to throw some more seeds in. That's how a marriage is. To get that grass strong, that's what happens. You go through that rough patch. But the good part is coming back together and saying, yo, remember this, baby? We was going through this and I thought we loved each other while everybody else is going through drama. But we already went through it. We already know how it is. But I think that's the biggest issue now. A lot of that information is not being shared. A lot of women don't know. I hear my new thing is I hear all the time now from the females are, you know what, they blame their mother for everything. Well, my mother didn't tell me. My mother, she told me to do this, told me. You like, wait a minute, so your mother never told you how to love a man? Your mother never told you how to sit here and say, yo, sometimes you got to give a man a little space. Let him be a man. You know what I mean? You ain't got
But you
to
gotta
try
think,
to
you
jump
gotta
and
think, you
become
gotta
him.
think,
They
you
not
gotta think when
teaching.
they saying that, if they saying that, most of their moms ain't never had no man a day in their life. They didn't ran off the baby dad. So they don't know how to
There you go. And that is the problem that we're
they don't know what to
finding
say.
right now. They don't know what it is. And that's when I said that's why the disconnect is there. And that's why the women are blaming their mothers because they mothers, how can you lead somebody you can't lead? Think about it. How can I pass it out? If I'm a hater, I'm gonna pass hate down. You know what I mean? And that's what happens. Just like you just finished saying, a lot of these women, their mama is damaged. So that their mother is damaged, what she said, yo, look, yo, D, you look just like your damn daddy. You look like your daddy,
Mm-hmm.
D. And hell, she just been telling you she ate
Mm-hmm.
the daddy, but you look like him. Every
Mm-hmm.
time she get mad, yeah, you ain't look at it. I came from your daddy's side. You the dummy. Kids, and now guess what? That is taught behavior. It's just like females. I've seen females tell their daughter, yo, get that bag from that dude. But then get mad at their son when their son is giving out money, he tricking. You stupid. Why are you tricking for? Wait a minute. You don't want him to trick, and you want your daughter to trick. You know what I mean? This is
And
crazy.
add on to that, do you feel like it's a lack of a father in the household like have effect on that too? Because honestly, like the first man that a woman knows in her life when she was a baby is her father. Like
Hmm.
you think that
But
plays
see
a
that
big part in it?
100% because you got to think. How does she know? You know what I mean? It's like I give you a scenario. My ex-wife said something to me. She said, "Hey, you nothing like my father," and I said, "You're right. I ain't nothing like your father. Your father is on his second marriage." So, you know what I mean? What are you saying? He learned from the first one. See, women come across because they see little things and they think they know. Just like I got into a big argument about being a man. Expectations as a man is totally different than a woman. You know what I mean? Think about it. We hold to a standard where, guess what?
We don't. Well, go ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
okay.
Look, I'm gonna
Go ahead.
introduce. I'm gonna go ahead and jump in here. Pops. The next topic was what does a man need to bring to the table versus what does a woman need to bring to the table in a relationship. Go ahead.
Well, what I think, especially in a man, I think you gotta show some form of leadership. You gotta also bring, you know, some type of knowledge, something that she's missing. That's why they always say, you attract the opposite. You know what I mean? Because y'all can grow together. Because guess what? You're bringing knowledge to her. For a female, I don't know. I don't like talking on the female, so I only could talk on the man's side of things. But I can go ahead. I'll come back to it. I'll come back. Meech, go ahead.
Me,
I'll
what you
come
think?
back. Hold on, I
Well,
got some.
me,
So go ahead. Hmm.
I would definitely say a sense of leadership. It's hard for a man to want to be a woman to be submissive if there's nothing about you that a woman is willing to submit to. So I think being a leader, definitely a provider, um, someone that I wouldn't say can take care of her, but like make sure that she's good. Like if you're gonna be her husband, like make sure that you got a good sustainable job. I believe that if you don't have a good career, a good job, um, just anything of that nature, financially being financially stable and everything, it's gonna be hard for you to date, let alone be married. Because one of the main reasons why that people are getting divorced in today's world, or just overall, is just lack of finances. Um, Definitely being a protector, and outside of that, I low key don't know because it's been a while since I've been in the dating season. Um, but I feel like whatever that it takes for a man to truly like secure a relationship, a family, such as making sure that you're a leader, you are a protector, provider, definitely someone that truly is loyal and loving, to their woman and everything. I think they should bring all of those things. Um, Make sure they got a relationship with God, of course, because it's hard to be, the head of your household when you may not know the head of your life. So I think that's key as well. And just making sure that everything that he has is at least firm and stable. If a man can bring stability into a relationship and into a marriage, I think everything should be well.
D.
Now, for a woman, I don't know. Oh, yeah.
Honestly, that's kind of a tough question because I just feel like if a man can have everything on the table, but honestly, I just feel like no matter what we bring to the table, we we gonna get unappreciated and we gonna get thrown
Mm.
up under the bus because, like, I give you an example. Let's say man, you ain't got no house. Okay, she complained about that, but then you get one and you finally got a roof over her head and your head too. Then it's gonna be something else, and you feel like you just in like a cycle every single time, and it's never gonna be what you got. That's enough. She's gonna keep wanting more and more and more, and that confuses you. So you get yourself in a position like, well, damn, what the hell am I supposed to do here? I got everything. I got the knowledge. I got the mindset. I do everything I'm supposed to make you happy. What else do you want from me? But honestly, I just think love is the main thing that's missing today. And I feel like, nobody knows how to love anymore.
Can I argue that real quick?
Go ahead.
I do believe love is there. I feel that people have the struggle of trying to give their love because of the pain that they've endured. But I also feel that it's not just the love issue, but it's the fact of the matter that just what a man brings to the table, it doesn't even seem like you said, not only is good enough anymore, but it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, no matter what you bring to the table, If the woman doesn't like you or doesn't want you, what you bring doesn't matter. It can be your money. You can dress well. You can smell good. You can be a good human being. You can have everything set on what a woman would want in a man. How and you could bring everything that a woman, like you could check off every box, but if she doesn't want you, then she doesn't want you. And I think even going to like what you said, like this is a hard question to answer. Now that I think about it, I don't even know if what we bring to the table matters anymore. Because how many times have men brought everything that they should to the table and get denied, rejected, pushed away, ghosted, not cherished, any of that. So you can have all your stuff together and still it wouldn't matter. So I think it's more of how can a woman feel about you? Because what you bring to the table nowadays doesn't matter. It's more about how they feel. And once they figure out how they feel, go ahead, Pops.
I just want to jump. We sound like we beat up men and damaged men. We need to start hitting Rose because he's the only one out here that's married. And you tell us, Rose, how to. Since you was the only one that's hooked up right now, so you tell us how do we get these good women?
Look at yourselves in the mirror and ask yourselves what y'all want. Look at the people. Look at the women y'all trying to get right now. Those you gonna get. Everything y'all just said that's missing in today's relationships.
Yo, we lose you.
Think about the women. Y'all gonna get the same results.
I think Rose finna drop out.
Hear me?
I was though say I think Mitch, you had a great point. Is love. Now I personally feel like if you do love someone, you don't go do everything and more.
Everything.
I think everything's a trickle down effect because you can, how y'all said, support someone and this, that, and other. But I think, and this is how it ties into social media. When are you doing too much to prove a point to who? Because at some point you got to realize. Hold on. Okay. At some point, you got to realize if this person loved me, then it shouldn't matter about the non-tangible things that I do. Because then they're going to look and say, this is my person. The other question I would like to ask, because I'm on the other side of the fence, where when we brought this up back to the race, I feel like it is systematically taught. And the reason I say that is, I personally believe, and this is just my personal experiences, normally say when you're playing in the snow is invested for you. What is taught now, the black girl is invested into the stuff you can't teach, the fashion, the clothes, the money, all the other stuff. Instead of, well, you know what? He may have all this stuff, but he doesn't have the other stuff I am looking for. So why am I going to confuse myself and even entertain this idea? But I'm going to mess y'all up and see if y'all get this and see what you guys think. Does this happen? The reason that it is such this thing with the culture, you guys don't think it has to do with their end of the simple thing is just how they do hair, nails, and makeup. And the reason I bring this up, one side, even not saying both don't do it, I feel like there's a lost art and culture where it comes to our black women where they feel that they have to wear all this extra accessories to see, oh, well, if you do this, that, another, this is what kind of man you're going to attract. Another culture is like, hey, I don't necessarily need to do this, but I'm going to still go after what I want to attract. So what do you guys think on that? Do you guys see the parallels on the black woman may come in here with the fake nails, fake hairline, the fake, lace front, all that stuff to sit here and you tricking yourself
No,
versus
it's not tricking yourself. What it is that think about this. What did you original question was before social media, TV? They divide. This is something that y'all guys, because you're younger, everything that you're seeing now, y'all complaining about. When I was growing up, when black women had big booties, natural big booties, and big breasts, it was like the church mamas, and they were frowned on. Black women was frowned to have the big lips, the natural hair. Black women had braids natural. They didn't have it where they put all that fake stuff in their hair in the beginning.
It was the
What
real look.
happened was, yeah, what happened was that the black people wanted to be, especially the women. They show on TV the long blonde hair, the beautiful natural stuff, and black women started thinking that's beautiful. You know what I mean? That's what's beautiful. Think about it. If you start watching TV in the early '90s, look how the women did their hair, and then they changed the hair. Remember, it was puffy. Look at them MTV. You see, it was all big and puffy looking like that. The big afros and like that. Then they came down to the straightened hair, and they got it on TV. Once the the white culture started changing, and they started pinning the booties, the breast implants, the lips. If you go to Europe, the average white woman does not look like that. They look like um, Thailand. You know what I mean? They look like how they look, skinny, flat chested, no butt or nothing, because that's how European women look. But they changed the narrative once they got on the TV. And what happens? What you see is like is an apple. Now the apple was green, now it's red. The desire. If I show you something long enough, you'll start to believe it. Think about the music. When you hear a song, you know how y'all hear a song like, man, that crap is whack. But they play it
Mhm.
enough on the radio. What happened? Your head start bobbing, and next man, I'm singing this crap. You know what I mean? But that's how it is, and that's the big difference. You know what I mean? That's why when you say with the makeup and all that, most black women, you got to think they couldn't even wear makeup.
Mm.
They were natural, beautiful women. Now, like I said, with the lace front, for me, I despise all the fake hair and all that stuff because to me, I want to see how you really look. To me, when you put on makeup, makeup supposed to enhance you, not change you. Most of these women, I see why they got an hour or two. Dog, they lay in the bed with you. You look on your pillow, it's full of makeup. The women overlook. They talk about us. Man, these women look crazy. You tell a woman, I give y'all guys a challenge. Tell any woman if she met you, you her perfect looking dude. You go to back to the house, you take off your hat and you bald headed. You sit here and take your stomach out, and you got a fake six pack. You know what I mean? She thought you was 6'4", and you come out of there, you 5'8". See how quick that woman haul ass. See how quick she figure out some way to get out of it. But what happened with us guys? What you gonna do? Yo, cuz I still hit it. You know what I mean? She had the fake booty pads on.
And because they go
She had
back
the
to
fake breasts.
what type of
You know
women
what I
you
mean?
trying to go after, bro.
No, it's not even going after this. Some of these women are like that. You got
Nah,
some that's
not
quick
all
and
of them. That's
natural.
why I say it goes back
You
to the
know what I
women
mean?
that you going
So
after. Everybody not like
shit,
all
there's not.
all females not like that.
Nah, they not all like that. But we was just saying how they be doing all that
Don't
fake stuff. So
Now
you
that's
can't
why
tell.
that's what going back to what I
You know.
said earlier. The ones that everybody is attracted to has all those things and wants all those things. So therefore, everything that we saying that is missing, we all want at the same time on those females. We want their hair done, we want their nails done, we want their toes done. But these are the same females that's gonna run off on you at the end of the day when shit run out, and then we wonder why what happened. Like
No, Rose, I can't.
that's what.
Look, Rose, I can't go down with her brother. She gonna have to be able to get herself looking nice for me. I seen
No,
women
that's
they
what I'm
ain't got to
saying.
do the
But
fake
but uh,
stuff.
but I'm saying
She can
no. I'm
still
not
look
saying
good.
don't get no. I'm not saying don't get no woman that don't take care of herself. But if that's what you want to look for, then you need to set a standard
You
for yourself.
attract what you want.
Don't
No,
try
you attract what
don't
you
try to
want.
go for no
That's the
10.
thing.
Don't try to go for no 10 and you want a wife, because a 10 is out here hoeing around getting dick stuck in her every day. at the same time, and they got 3-4 niggas paying for hair, nails, food, this, that, and the third. You better go get your little cool little 6 or 7.
Juwan.
They can be good.
I'm like you did. We quiet on that. So
y'all crazy. Y'all,
look at me. Even me ain't got nothing to say about that.
I ain't got nothing to say.
What you
Like I
said?
my circle's small around here. She's a 6 or 7, you know, got a good spirit and pretty feet. We rocking, baby.
Rose to get a strong four.
Is it just the feet, D? Just the
No.
Get a strong four,
Stop.
brother.
Beach, hold on. Let me explain something to you. Let's say you take a woman out on a date, for example. She look good. She got her hair done, nails done. She walk out the room, right? Got the dress on. You look down, and then she got the white toes sticking out. That's going the white toes bring out the whole outfit. So then, another example. She come home from work, sit on the couch. She had a long day. Hey, baby, what you need? I got you.
Where are you going with this? Where are you going with? No. I know where you're going.
Hold on.
Nah, you ain't thinking.
I ain't mad at you, D.
Hold on.
I ain't mad at you, D. I ain't mad at you, D.
Hold on. Let me finish. She done walked in there with the heels on, the toes out. You know, you gonna take a slip whatever shoes she got on, slip them off. She got the heels on, slip them off. Put on the couch. Hey, baby, you had a long day. Massage the feet. How was your day? And just talk to her.
Okay, that's normal. I thought you was going left. All right, we good.
I ain't mad at him. D do the old school. I ain't mad at him. Yeah, I ain't mad at him.
Are you really caring about the feet though?
Well, you know
because
what?
Cat Williams said, "Man, we ain't gonna mess with you just because your toes is plumb." Oh, is that plum?
Yeah, I ain't gonna
is
lie.
That watermelon foot? No,
Me, I ain't gonna lie. I'm with D on that. Them dogs is tore up, brother.
I'm telling you, bro. It's just a woman with pretty feet just hits different. It just hits.
No matter how pretty the face
that means she work. She gonna make sure when them dogs is out. That means she'll put any pair of shoes on her damn feet. I want her to sit there and say, you know what, my feet is precious too. You know, because them corns looking at, and one thing you get the corns or they don't come off. Them suckers, them toes will be tore up after that. No, I'm like you, D. You know.
Pops, Terrell just said was good.
All right.
Y'all crazy over here messing with the toe, but we don't jump into the final segment of the night. I'm kind of curious. I don't know if Rose is able to answer this question or not. Meech, we don't start off with Meech. I'm gonna leave D for D can end the show because I already know D don't go on a monologue. Who is your celebrity crush?
Oprah Winfrey.
All right, so you funny, but no, absolutely not. So number one,
I'm on my own against the wall. Come on now, go ahead.
Y'all funny as hell, boy. All right, so number one, Beyonce, but the type of Beyonce. I ain't talking about Beyonce now. I'm talking about 2003 Fighting Temptations Beyonce. Go back and watch that movie. You know what I'm talking about. That Beyonce. In that movie, beautiful. That was when she was singing Jesus, you know, before she started. Let me stop. I ain't gonna get into that. So that Beyonce. Have y'all seen the show The Game?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On episode 15, there's an artist that was featured on that show called Drew Sidora. I'm talking about beautiful, bad. She was on Disney Channel before she went into, you know, her music career and everything. So Drew Sidora for sure is number two. And also, as a childhood crush, as a teenager becoming an adult, China McClain. We the same age, you know. So yeah, she was cute then and cute now. So yeah. China McClain. So Beyonce, Drew Sidora, China McClain. Give me those three and we good. We happy.
Rose,
Praise the Lord.
I'm assuming you with your celebrity crush now. I don't know. You want to answer?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'll tell. Now, let me not say all that, but Lauren London is my celebrity crush.
Okay.
That's a great one.
Who you got? I'm kind of curious.
I
This
want-
one kinda
My
interesting.
mine is Mariah Carey, baby. I wanted some Mariah. She on fire. Nah, that's the girl. I've been trying to get to that damn concert. She had a concert keep getting canceled. But that's the woman I want right there.
Pops, you still got a chance.
I know.
You still got a chance.
I'm gonna check her out, boy.
Oh, can I add one
Want
more?
more?
That trump all of them? I'm sorry, that trumps all of them. Give me Megan Good. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Megan Good. Megan Good.
That girl
yeah.
smoked
Still fine.
cigarettes, bro.
Still.
So you know what she do good then.
I'll get it. A
Get it right.
Y'all about to get into the nightcap. We about to. D.
And I looked at her feet. She got some
Megan
nice
Good. Woo! Whoa.
My
Yeah,
celebrity
she got a
crush.
nice everything.
My celebrity crush.
Oh, bless his name.
The one,
His
the only,
name.
Mrs. WWE, Black Queen, Bianca Belair.
Oh,
Beautiful,
Ah.
yes.
beautiful
Oh.
wrestler,
Oh, Jesus.
beautiful
Yes, she
size, pretty feet.
Yes, dog. Yes, she do.
How you see the feet,
You
bro?
Google them. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna
I
lie.
see it. I see
I
it.
ain't gonna lie. I checked.
Y'all
Yeah.
going too far. Google.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front. Hey, D. I like.
Come on now.
Yeah. That look.
Come on now.
That whip.
Boy, you feel me? You
I
feel
know
me?
what her feet look like. She wrestles.
I see it.
To wear
Me,
boots.
I
man.
follow her on Instagram. I checked it from
telling
top to bottom.
Okay.
I'm trying to tell you, boy. I forgot about that one. That's a you know how I was looking at that other one is something less either. That new black one they got.
He don't say
Miss-
last.
Jada
He
Parker.
don't say last.
Oh, woo,
Who is it?
woo, the one be the
Rick
diesel,
Williams' wife.
huh?
Mrs. J. Cargill.
Yeah. Oh Lord, boy.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
Oh Lord, boy.
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie, she's something serious. Bro, I've been waiting. I've been debating if I'm gonna go to the event when she here. Yo, she's something serious right there. I've been waiting for her and old girl to come to Atlanta together. Yo, they something serious right there,
Yes,
boy.
I'm telling you.
Oh,
Well, she made me want to repent.
walking around doing,
Man, Jay.
Hey D, both of them got some nice ones.
Mm.
You be like, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, boy.
Y'all goofy.
Make you feel proud. You be like, yeah.
Y'all crazy.
Now, hey, Mish, you bring that to church.
yo.
Boy, that baby's good. You bring one of them suckers in there, boy. Ooh, wee. You know what I mean? They be really pulling the big meat.
Have y'all seen?
Oh man.
Hey, have y'all seen
Yeah.
Golden Ticket? You remember when Mike Epps was playing that preacher? And he said, "This is who I should bring to church. This is who my first lady should be." And the brother was like, "Listen, all I'm gonna say is let the Lord have His way. Let Him have His way. Have your way. That's what you have for me. It's so big."
I got my top two. You gotta. I ain't gonna get no one up here in trouble, but you gotta throw Lotto. You gotta throw Lotto.
So,
nah, she's not part of that.
Tell her shit
Go to the next
on my mama.
I ain't nobody listen to you.
You gotta
put
her
up.
No, you got your celebrity queen.
Nah,
you got Lotto, and then the second one I'm gonna put. I know everyone will be like crazy, but Iggy Azalea.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those my two.
Iggy get it. That Lotto is
like
right.
now, Iggy, or when she
she can get it both ways. I don't care.
Still,
either way, she can get it. Yeah, she's some serious. Yeah, but yeah, baby.
But hey, D,
Yes.
you said when you got Bianca Belair, you know what you got to tell her though.
Lion's a skill. Capping is not.